So the next step on this healing path is learning to apply and defend boundaries. This is the art of knowing where to draw the line for all these toxic individuals that you may encounter in your life. Recognize that their abusive behavior is a clear violation of your boundaries. This is where we learn to stay firm, where we refuse to tolerate the intolerable. This is where we make it crystal clear that their hurtful words and their actions are not acceptable. This is where we establish boundaries and we reinforce them constantly. For instance, when we face abusive behavior, we can just calmly say, when you speak to me this way, I will not engage. I'm prioritizing my well-being from now on. And I want you to notice the difference between saying that calmly and loudly. When you speak to me this way, I will not engage. I'm prioritizing my well-being and from now on. Right? Can you see the difference? Responding versus reacting. Same words, different power, and it's going to lead to a better outcome. So what we're learning is that by constantly enforcing our boundaries, we teach them that their behavior will not be tolerated anymore. And those childish antics, they can go elsewhere. All right. There's still more. The next stop in this transformative journey is the art of mastering emotions. So imagine that, the narcissist in your life is there and internally you can feel yourself kind of building and bubbling. This is where we can just take a moment and just assess the situation. And the second that you feel that your emotions are coming to the boiling point, you can disengage. Yeah, that's right. You walk away. Deny them the satisfaction of your emotional unraveling. They don't get to see you hurt. They don't get to see you cry. They don't get to see you suffer. You hold the power to control your reactions. You can speak your truth and assert your feelings and set those boundaries like a boss. When the time is right, you can be prepared. And here's the thing, it's like we do have to sit and wait for the time to be right. And the time may never be right, and that's okay. If the time is never right, if they'll never understand you, that's fine. Like, who freaking cares? They actually don't matter anymore. They don't matter at this point. Remember, narcissists operate from a childlike mentality. So treat them as they act. Recognize them for who they are. They're yeah, sure, they're in an adult body, but their mind is still that of a child. They're just toddlers that just need to start wearing their big boy pants, and they just don't want to do it. They don't want to grow up. They're like narcissistic Peter Pans. And what you deserve in your life is emotional maturity. So thank you so much for staying with me this long. We're going to delve into now the sacred art of self-love amidst a whole storm of hurt and hate and anger that doesn't belong to you. As human beings, we're not immune to pain. We're not. It's natural for us to feel like the stings of evil, especially when it's coming from, a person who is the embodiment of evil. All we have to do is just take a step back, gain a perspective, embrace the bigger picture, and recognize that all of those hurts and all of their words are just baseless and they're untrue, and that underneath it all, underneath inside of you, is unwavering love and acceptance that you have for yourself. And let that be your guiding light, guiding you through the darkness of their toxicity. Just love yourself fiercely, even in the face of adversity. All right, now with that, we're coming pretty close to the end of this video. And in this video, we've learned that we can process the wisdom to navigate through treacherous waters of narcissistic interactions. We've armed ourselves with boundaries and emotional mastery and unwavering self-love. And we also understand that we can stand tall amidst the storms of other people's hurt. There's just hurt people that are hurting people. And through their hurt, trying to hurt us, what ends up happening is we end up embracing this newfound power of ours. We actually emerge from it bigger, better, stronger, more powerful, more resilient than we ever would have been if it wasn't for what we went through. And at the end of the journey, we end up being filled with, love and growth and just unshakable resilience. And with these lessons, we are now armed with the ultimate weapon against narcissistic, toxic, and emotionally abusive, ass clowns. So the big lesson is that you can reclaim your power. You can take it back. Let's do this. With every stride that we take on this journey, our confidence will soar to new heights. And as we practice and implement different strategies, some of the strategies that I've discussed with you earlier in this video, what you're going to notice is just this remarkable, profound transformation from within yourself. And by refusing to react to those button-pushing antics of these toxic, narcissistic, evildoers, you send a powerful message. You're demonstrating that their abusive behavior will no longer be tolerated in your presence. Instead of engaging in their manipulative games, we choose to respond with grace and clarity. How do I respond with grace and clarity, you ask? Well, it's simple and yet it's profound. And because it's simple, it doesn't always mean it's easy. Basically, in this video, I've given you two options. Option number one is calmly assert and express your thoughts and feelings in a healthy manner while firmly setting a boundary. And by doing so, you will communicate that you will not compromise your well-being for their toxic whims. And then option two, if the situation escalates or just becomes unbearable, it's time to exercise the power of leaving. Yeah, we just, Houdini their ass. We just create a distraction and then slowly remove ourselves from their toxicity and insanity. This is where we find our peace of mind and our own sense of self-worth. Remember that you're under no obligation to subject yourself to abusive behavior. Not now and never again. And not by them and not by anyone. So I sincerely hope that these insights have provided guidance and empowerment to all of you out there. If you have any further questions or seek any additional support, please don't hesitate to reach out. And remember that you're not alone in this journey, and together we can overcome the challenges posed by narcissistic and emotionally just abusive people. So until we meet again, or we meet for the first time, continue on your path of self-discovery, of self-mastery, and may your days be filled with strength and resilience and unwavering self-love. Stay strong and keep shining your radiance upon the world. So there's a lot of material in here, a lot of things to go over. Maybe you need to watch it again, and that's okay. But what we've learned is that there's understanding in overcoming toxic dynamics. We've looked into the intricate web of narcissism and narcissistic behavior, and with unwavering determination, we can explore different strategies to protect ourselves from the hurtful, button-pushing evildoers who just seek to undermine our self-worth. They don't get to do that anymore. By recognizing the true nature of these individuals, emotionally abusive, manipulative people, these self-absorbed narcissists, narcopaths, by recognizing their nature, we gain a powerful shield against their tactics, and it all begins with the understanding that their hurtful words and their actions are not a reflection of our worth, but a projection of their own deep-seated insecurities and wounds. They use these strategies to release their own internal pressures, causing them to harm all the people around us. But that's a mess. It's their mess. To navigate any toxic landscape, what we do is we start by prioritizing ourselves. We understand that, boundaries, they're ridiculously important. And boundaries also help us create a safe space for us to open up and to expose our triggers, to heal from the inside, and to master our emotion. These are all vital steps in transformation. We learn to love ourselves enough to recognize that it's time to disengage from unhealthy interactions, to walk away and protect our well-being. And by walking away is not a sign of weakness, but is actually an act of self-empowerment that denies them the satisfaction of witnessing our emotional turmoil. They don't get to see any emotions anymore from us. They're just going to have to find their fuel elsewhere. And we will succeed, and we will ultimately do it by becoming acquainted with our own wounds, by exploring our own vulnerabilities and our own triggers. We can gain the ability to respond rather than react. And then armed with self-awareness, we can confidently set boundaries and express ourselves in a mature and healthy manner. This will deter all narcissists from further toxic behavior, or that toxic behavior having any effect on us. And through it all, the essence of our own self-love ends up shining through. And it's by nurturing and cherishing ourselves that we find the strength to rise above the words and actions of narcissists. And by embracing our own worth and refusing to internalize their negativity, we end up reclaiming the power that we always had and transform their abusive attempts into just basic background noise. Just a little bye-bye. And here's the other great thing. As a community, we can support each other on our own collective path of self-discovery, and our confidence can grow as other people's confidence grows. And then our resilience grows as everyone's resilience grows. We become the beacons of strength, and we end up demonstrating to the narcissist that their manipulative tactics have no sway over us. And through calm responses and, strategic exits, we send a resounding message that their abusive behavior will no longer be tolerated in our lives. And let's hold our heads up high together, fortified with the knowledge that we have the strength and wisdom to navigate the twisted reality of someone else's narcissism. So you can actually imagine yourself as a resilient, rising phoenix out of the ashes of narcissistic abuse. Did you see what I just did there? Have you seen the Narcovery logo? Anyway, it's a phoenix. But the point is that within you lies the strength to heal and reclaim the life that you deserve. If you need guidance, if you need support to navigate through this mess, through this path of recovery, then allow me the privilege to be your guide. And I can help. I can help create a better future. So I invite you to book a call with me at Narcovery.com. Together we will navigate through the winding roads of healing and just uncover those beautiful little treasures. And we can work together to create a life of authenticity and joy. And remember, the path to healing is within reach. So let's do this together, and let's cast away the shadows of the past and embrace a radiant future that awaits us ahead. Thank you so much for watching. Narcovery.com. Book an appointment.